everyone. This is Lindsey with the Madison Liberty Institute. I am Policy and Research Associate, and I'm here with Greg Pruett, the President of the Second Amendment Alliance. And we're here to go over some of the important and hot topic issues that are going on in this session for Second Amendment and some general topics that you should be aware of. So, yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself, Greg, and your organization.
Okay, yeah, well, thank you guys for having us here and interviewing us. It's always fun being down at the Capitol with people who enjoy liberty.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not always that way down here. So, my name is Greg. As she mentioned, I am the president of the Idaho Second Amendment Alliance. We are a grassroots gun rights organization based here in Idaho, and we've been around since 2012. We were the primary organization that pushed constitutional carry into law. We've helped stop numerous gun control bills. We've defeated numerous, over 80 pro-gun, either anti-gun ordinances or signs that have been posted in cities across the state, including down in Rexburg, I think, where you guys are based out of. So we are, hard at work trying to defend your guys' gun rights, and we've got a lot of stuff down here at the Capitol happening right now that gun owners need to be aware of. So
yeah, that's exciting. Thank you so much for everything that you do.
All right.
We appreciate it. Okay, so we wanted to talk about here in Idaho this session, some issues that you see coming up or important things that people should be aware of and be ready to support when they come on.
Sure. So, yeah, I mean, we are always working on a variety of pro-Second Amendment bills. We're always watching out for potential gun control legislation. Like last year, for instance, there was, and a lot of people still have this question about Marsy's Law. Marsy's Law contains some specific language that was very concerning to gun owners, and we ended up killing that bill, and we didn't see it again for the rest of the session. So to our knowledge this year, we have been told that there's not going to be another Marsy's Law, and so that seems to have gone away.
And that's a huge win, right?
Yeah, that was a big win. So we're keeping our eye out for any potential gun control that's coming up. As far as our organization, we are working on several pro-gun measures. We're looking to expand Stand Your Ground to include criminal immunity, which is really important. It kind of keeps some anti-gun prosecutor from just going after a gun owner who has defended his life or her life and keeping them out of jail, hopefully, when they haven't done anything wrong. We're looking to expand what we call firearm preemption, which is kind of a newer term that a lot of people don't know. And so for those that don't, firearm preemption simply means that cities and counties in Idaho aren't allowed to regulate the possession of firearms and in any fashion. That includes ammunition, accessories, everything. So you can't go into the city of Boise and they're like, you're banned from concealed carrying here in Boise, and then you drive to the next town and you're totally legal. And so in 2008, the legislature enacted firearm preemption in Idaho. Well, the problem is there's no penalties. So we've got, I'm sure you guys have all seen, up in Sandpoint, there's a big lawsuit happening right now because they have violated the law and basically said we don't care. Well, there's nothing we can do because there's no penalties in it. So we're looking to add penalties. And then finally, we're looking to expand constitutional carry. And so that will kind of allow any legal resident in the United States, 18 and over, to carry here in the state of Idaho with no permit, which is how most states do constitutional carry. And so those are the ones that we are working on. I do know that Representative Chad Christensen is also working on a bill to be able to let teachers and staff be armed to defend their families, their kids, which are their families for most of them, inside of schools. And I don't know where he's at with that process. I think he's over on the Senate side trying to work that.
Okay, so. Yeah, I've heard that as well. Yeah, those are some really good issues. Thanks for bringing that up. And how do you feel about what is happening in Virginia and across the country?
Yeah, that was really fascinating to see. I mean, there were somewhere between 20 and 50,000 gun owners that showed up in Virginia, and just an incredible sight to see, all of them armed. And there's definitely, I think, the gun control crowd has really potentially woken a sleeping giant, not to be too cliche there, but they've definitely done some things that have concerned gun owners, and they seem to be more open about just attacking the Second Amendment now. And in Virginia, and this is really something important that Idahoans in particular need to understand, because you take states like California, Oregon, and Washington, all of those states used to be red, right, and really good pro-gun states, and they are all now well on their way off that path. And you take now Colorado, Nevada, Texas, states that used to be pretty red, have now gone well off that path. And now you have Virginia, the latest state to fall to the progressives. And they just, from day one, they said, we're coming for your gun rights. And so Idahoans better understand that this can happen here. Like, there's nothing stopping, there's people are moving here, right? And we have our own apathetic voters that are here. Our education system is churning out people who are not exactly pro-liberty minded. And so what has happened in Virginia can most certainly happen here, and that is a really big concern of ours. And we're trying to tell people, don't fall asleep. Moms Demand Action, a big Bloomberg-funded gun control group, was just here the other day. So, they're mobilized. They're here. They're trying to stop everything that we're doing. So gun owners need to be awake and paying attention.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. We have to be watchful, or else we're going to lose what we have, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. One other question, possibly. Is there any other threats that you see in this legislative session that we should be aware of?
Yeah, they always have a lot of surprises you never see coming. But, we do always wonder during an election year, are they really going to help us push pro-gun stuff, or are they just going to kind of let it meander through and then kill it at the last minute? Our goal is, the biggest threat, I think, is, potentially the governor vetoing something. And so what we'd like to see is the legislation get through quick enough that if Governor Little, and we haven't heard that he is, we're just saying, this almost happened with Otter a number of times, where we weren't sure if he was going to sign some stuff, and constitutional carry in particular. And so we would like to see all these bills get through both chambers, signed and on the governor's desk well before the deadline, so we can get those through. And in fact, so we're actually doing on, let me make sure I get the date right here, on Wednesday, February 5th, we were kind of holding an emergency Second Amendment rally to get gun owners down here at the Capitol to support the bills that we have here at the Capitol. So that'll be Wednesday, February 5th at 9 o'clock a.m., and we'll be on the first floor rotunda. And so we'll meet there, and then we're encouraging gun owners to bring your signs to support the gun bills, as well as meeting with your legislators, and telling them, it's an election year, we want to see you co-sponsoring and voting for solid pro-gun legislation. So that will be Wednesday, February 5th, 9 a.m. I know it's a work day. Everybody's got work. Take some time off work. Come down for a couple hours. Join up with gun owners, and then we'll disperse from there. And we'll have a big rally here in the fall, but this will be just kind of an emergency rally that we're doing right now.
Yeah, great. Thanks for putting that together. As I've been here at the Capitol over the last couple of weeks, I've really seen the validity to the people who show up are the ones that the legislators listen to, for sure. So please make it a priority and join us next Wednesday for that Second Amendment rally. And thank you so much, Greg, for joining us, and we're glad that we could have this interview. So
thanks guys for being down here.
Yeah, no problem.